Welcome back to the latest edition of the Rawlings MVC First Pitch. And our stop today is in Peoria with the Bradley Braves and 14th year head coach Elvis Dominguez joining us. And unfortunately, coach, swept by Valpo over the weekend, a tough weekend at Dozer Park. Now that you had a little bit of time to reflect on it, what happened this past weekend that you need to fix for next weekend against Illinois State?
Well, Shane, it's been it's one of those things that, we've been very inconsistent on the mound all year, and its ugly head reared again this past weekend. We just have to somehow figure it out, throw the ball over the plate a little bit more than we have been. I thought we didn't play bad. We just, we're playing from behind the entire weekend pretty much.
And I feel like I'm a broken record with the coaches that I talk to when it comes to what's it going to take to do this, this, and this. And it sometimes just boils down to throwing the ball over the plate and letting the other team hit it, right?
That's exactly right. And that's been our nemesis pretty much the entire season. And it's, for whatever reason, we just go through too many peaks and valleys. We haven't been as consistent as I would like to be. But you're right. That's about it. It boils down. You're a former pitcher. You know exactly what it is all about. And sometimes you just round ball, round bat, see what happens rather than, creating your own messes when it comes to those things.
So offensively, two guys you haven't had to worry about, Ryan Vogel and Logan Delgado. They've been really good for you. They're up at the top of the list as far as batting average. Their OPS is both over 1, and they've combined for 40 runs batted in. You had Connor O'Brien who was going to do his thing power-wise, and he's done that again. But talk a little bit about Vogel and Delgado at the top of the hitting chart for the Braves.
Well, Ryan has been our most consistent player all year, both offensively and defensively. He's a kid doesn't just understands what he's all about. He's not going to be somebody he's not. He's really, contact driven. A lot of 2-strike hits all year long. He just finds a way to get on and get us going. And Logan, last couple of years hasn't been hurt sometimes, with injuries, dealing with injuries, hasn't gotten as much of a chance. But this year, even in the fall, he sort of took that next step and has really carried it over into the spring season. Has been, like you said, our most consistent guy as well behind Ryan.
Now, one thing that over the last handful of years that the Bradley Braves baseball team has done, in my eyes anyway, is reminding us all that baseball is a game. There's a couple of things that happened at Dozer Park over the weekend I want to get your thoughts on. Number one is remembering Mitch Jansen, who was a wildly talented guy in many areas that left us way too soon. But you guys wanted to keep alive his memory, and Mitch Jansen weekend was this past weekend.
Yeah, he was such an impactful player, I should say, an impactful person, not only in the clubhouse, but definitely off the field as well. I mean, he was just such a selfless individual, very, very talented on the mound, was our ace on Friday night, and did anything he could to try to make us better and make each of his teammates better. And like you said, we lost him way too soon. I mean, when you talk about it, getting a pilot's license at 16 or 17, having his own flight school, traveling the whole world, being a private pilot, and then, pretty much getting into the career that he wanted, to go ahead and have it taken away from you so tragically, it's the least we could do. And he's a local kid, so it really impacted not only Bradley and the baseball program and the university, but also the community. And I think this is something that'll keep his legacy alive. And it's something small, but it's something that will definitely, as long as I'm here, we'll keep doing it.
Absolutely. And also in sports, kind of keeping things in perspective every so often, your players in general get caught up in wanting to get to the big leagues and want to do this, want to do that with their careers, like you said. But when it comes to cancer awareness, something that affects all of us, pediatric brain cancer awareness and fundraiser, you guys shave your heads, all the team members and all the coaches and all that stuff. That's been going on for years and years and years too. So I think you guys probably should take a bow for that too.
Well, I appreciate that. And that's something that, started seven years ago for us. And, we have a children's hospital here in town. And so gotten a chance to visit some of that, it impacted and seen what some of those young lives have to go through, and it's not fair. And it really is kind of a thing that, I want our guys to remember how fortunate they are, how blessed they are, not only as individuals now, but when they become parents themselves. And it sort of took off. And over the last 7 years, I've been blessed to have this group kind of like take it upon themselves. We just raised almost $20,000 again this year for them. Over the course of that, it's been almost close to $150,000, and all that money stays local. And it's just a small part of it, but at the same time, what we're giving and what we're seeing, the results of it happening once we visit the hospitals and so on, to see the effect that it has on those kids, more importantly, has a great effect on us as players and as individuals and as human beings. So I'm very proud of what we've done. And yes, that took place this past weekend as well. And yeah, we all look better, clean shaven for now. But we wanted to do it and we've been doing it just to make sure that they understand that we're there with them.
So back to the field, a big week for you guys. You go to Iowa City in the midweek, and then you're back at Dozer Park and what's turned out to be a really pivotal series with Illinois State. One of you two clubs really got to get it going. So what is it going to take for the Braves to take 2 out of 3 or better from Illinois State?
Well, we put ourselves in this position. We weren't expecting to be in this position, but here we are. And that's baseball and that's life in a sense. And how we rebound from that will show the character of this ball club. We're just going to have to play clean baseball. And like we talked earlier in the segment, we just have to pitch it better and get some timely hits. And hopefully, we can have some consistency, which is a big word that I'm trying to instill upon them. Is if we can get some consistency, we're going to be okay, but it's the peaks and valleys that we have to avoid. So we'll hopefully have a couple days of practice here, play Iowa midweek, and then come home and see what happens over the weekend. And again, baseball's a funny game. All it takes is one game to get you going and so on. And so I'm hoping that we can put something together.
Coach, good health the rest of the season. Good luck this weekend and beyond. We'll catch up with you later, okay?
Thanks, Shane. Great talking to you.
You bet. Good talking to you too. Join us next time. Our next edition of the Rawlings MVC First Pitch will be in Terre Haute, where we'll talk to Mitch Hannas next time.